Hi kids, welcome to Mathspedia with Natasha teacher. Today I came with grade 6 lessons. So today I am going to talk with you about algebraic symbols and constructing algebraic expressions and substituting. So අද මම ඔයගලට පාඩම් දෙකක් අරන් ආවිල්ලා තියෙනවා හයස්ට පන්තියට. එකක් තමයි විජීය සංකේත. අනිත් එක තමයි විජීය ප්‍රකාශන ගොඩනැගීම. So මේ පාඩම් දෙකම අද මම සාරාංශයක් විදිහට ඔයගලන්ට කියලා දෙනවා. Today I am going to teach both of these lessons, algebraic symbols and constructing algebraic expressions, as a summary. So let's see how we are going to go to the lesson. To know about algebraic expressions, we need to know what are algebraic symbols. So first let's see what are algebraic symbols. Okay, so we are going to first focus on algebraic symbols. Right? First we are going to talk about algebraic symbols. So let's assume, let's see, now we have when we take a week, right? When we take a week, we have 7 days starting from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Right? So we have 7 days per week. Right? We know that quantity we know, so we can represent it by this symbol, number 7. Right? So we call 7 days. Right? We can represent this by using this symbol, number 7. We call number 7 days. So we know that there are 7 days per week. Right? It's a known fact. So we can call this, since we know this number, we can call this a known value. A known value. Right? The amount of milk. Right? We don't know. It's a question mark. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ කොච්චර මිල් ප්‍රමාණයක් අපි දැන් මේ සති දවස් 7ම ගත්තොත් කොච්චර තියෙනවද කියලා දන්නේ. So පුතේ, that sort of things, that things which we cannot tell exactly how much is there, we call unknown terms. Unknown terms or unknown values. අපි නොදන්න පද. මේවා දන්න පද, මේවා නොදන්න පද. Right? We don't know. So when we are learning about algebraic symbols, we have 2 things to focus on. One is the known values and the other one is unknown values. අපි දන්න පද සහ නොදන්න පද කියන දෙකත් එක්කම. With both these things we are dealing when we are doing algebraic symbols. Let's see some examples for algebraic symbols. Right? So as I said, now we talk about 7 days a week. අපි සතියේ දවස් 7ක් තියෙනවා කියලා we discuss. Right? අපි කතා කරා. If we take the letters in the alphabet. Letters in the alphabet. English alphabet. Right? Letters in the English alphabet. So the number we know, that is 26. Right? The number is a known number. අපි දන්න number. Right? This is a known number. Known number, or we call this as a known term. අපි දන්න පදයක්. අංකය සංඛ්‍යාවක් එහෙම නැත්නම් we call it a known term. Right? And let's see. Now there is a, let's say, a ball. Right? In this there are some glass balls. Right? In this there are some glass balls. වීදුරු බෝල ටිකක්. Right? How many glass balls are in this, right? How many glass balls are in this? We don't know the exact amount. අපි හරියටම මේකේ විදුරු බෝල කීයක් තියනවද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So it's become an unknown term. Right? It's become an unknown term. Unknown number. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So instead of the number, we can represent this in a letter. අපි දැන් number එකක් දාන්න නැහැ කොච්චර තියනවද කියලා we don't know how much is there. So instead of writing a number, we are going to represent this in a letter. Right? Since we don't know the number, since the number is unknown, right? Since the number is unknown, we can represent it. We can represent this using a letter. We can represent it using a letter, or we can call it a symbol. Right? So let's represent the number of glass balls. The number of glass balls. I will give a letter as G. Right? You can use any letter, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, any letter, but don't use O, right? The letter O, because it can confuse with the zero, right? Zero number. So don't use letter O. Other than that, you can use any number in the English alphabet. ඕනම English alphabet එකේ තියෙන number letter එක use කරන්න පුළුවන්, අකුරක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ වගේ දන්නේ නැති අපි නොදන්න පදයක් represent කරන්න, right? අපි unknown term එකක් represent කරන්න you can use any letter. So instead of, since we don't know the number of glass balls in here, we are using G. So here we know this is a known number. 26 is a number that we know, right? But here, since we don't know the number of glass balls in this ball, we represent it in G using a letter. So here you can see a question related to the things that we discussed. Now here they have given some expressions. So you have to see whether they are known values or unknown values. Then ඔයා බලන්න ඕනේ මේ දීලා තියෙන ඒවා අපි දන්නේවද නොදන්නේවද කියලා. Right? Whether we know or we don't know. So if it is a known, you have to write here it's a known value. Right? So you have to write known. If it is an unknown, that means we can't count. අපිට ගණන් කරන්න බැරි එකක් නම් කීයද තියෙන්නේ කියලා අපිට හරියටම කියන්න බැරි එකක් නම් you have to write unknown here. And if it is known, you can write the value. අපි දන්නවා නම් ඒ number එක, ඒ value එක ලියන්න පුළුවන්. For example, the number of days in January, it's a known value. We can write the number of days in January. Right? And if it is unknown, you can give a suitable algebraic symbol. ඔයා මේකට ගැලපෙන විදිහ සංකේතයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. You have to give an algebraic symbol. That means a letter. මොකක් හරි letter එකක්. අකුරක් ඔයාට දෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So let's see how to do this. So the number of days in January. Number of days in January. So we can tell අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් කොච්චර තියනවද කියලා. So it's a known value. It's a known value. So the number we can say that is 31 days. The number of days. ජනවාරි මාසෙට දවස් කීයද කියලා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන්. It's a known value. අපි දන්න පදයක් 31යි කියලා. Then second one. The number of books in Nima's school bag. නිමාගේ school bag එකේ කොච්චර books තියනවද කියලා we can't tell. Right? We can't tell exactly. We don't know. So it's a unknown term. It's an
unknown term අපි දන්නේ නැති දෙයක්. නිමාගේ වැයගේ පොත් කොච්චර තියෙනවද කියලා අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. So here, since we don't know the number, we can represent it in a letter. අපිට මොකක් හරි letter එකකින්. ඒ කියන්නේ algebraic symbol එකකින් express කරන්න පුළුවන්. So instead of a number, I am writing letter B. Right? You can use any letter, no problem. Right? Then next one, the number of milliliters in 1 liter. Liter එකට milliliter කීයද? That is a known value. අපි දන්න දෙයක්. So it's a known one. So that is 1000. It's a known. අපි දන්න number. Next one, the number of words in grade 6 mathematics textbook. In this textbook, how many words are there? We haven't count, right? We can't count. There are a lot of words. අපිට ගණන් කරන්න බෑ, වචන ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. So it's an unknown term. It's an unknown term. So instead of that, we can give, let's say since it's word, I'll give the letter W. You can give any letter, okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, any letter you can give. Ornament letter එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් as the algebraic symbol. I just gave W. Right? Last one. The number of times you took a breath yesterday. ඔයා හුස්ම ගත්ත කොච්චර හුස්ම ගත්තද? Right? Yesterday, how many times you breathe? We don't count, right? අපි count කරන්නේ නැහැනේ. අපි කොච්චර හුස්ම ගන්නවද කියලා අපි count කරන්නේ නැහැ, right? අපි ගණන් කර හුස්ම ගන්න නැහැනේ. Okay. 1 2 I'm taking a breath 1, again I'm taking a breath 2, like that. We don't count. So it's an unknown term. It's an unknown value. So for that, I can give a letter. I'll just give as a letter Y, right? So like this, we can see what are the known values and unknown values. අපි දන්න පද මොනවද නොදන්න පද මොනවද කියලා අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන්. So if it is a known, අපි දන්න පදයක් නම් we can give the number like this. Or if it is an unknown, අපි නොදන්න පදයක් නම් we can represent it using a algebraic symbol like this. මේ වගේ letter එකකින් represent කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right?
Right. The next thing that we are going to talk about is constants and variables. Let's see what are constants and variables when we are talking about algebraic expressions. අපි algebraic expressions ගැන කතා කරනකොට BGA ප්‍රකාශන ගැන කතා කරනකොට අපි බලමු constants කියන්නේ මොනවද, variables කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා. So we have two new words. One is constants and the next one is variables. Right? Next one is variables. If I take as example, as we did in the previous question, the number of days in January. Number of days in January. That is 31. Right? January මාසෙට තියෙන දවස් ගාන 31යි. It doesn't change. එයා වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Whatever we did, there might be holidays, right? There might be working days, but the number of days in the month of January doesn't change. January මාසෙට තියෙන දවස් ගාන වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So such things which are not changing, right? Such things which are not changing, we call constants, right? ඒ වගේ වෙනස් නොවන දේවල් වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැති දේවල් අපි කියනවා constants කියලා, right? And when we'll take a recent things that happen. අපි ගමු the price of vegetables, price of let's say not like will be specified, price of beans, right? Price of beans, it will be changing day by day. per kilogram. Sometimes it might be 200, 250. It's not staying constant. It changes. So let's say day 1, it will be 250, and day 2, it might be 300. Right? පළවෙනි දවසේ 250ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් කිලෝ එක, දෙවෙනි දවසේ 300ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් කිලෝ එක. It's changing. It doesn't stay fixed. Right? So such things changing. Right? The values are changing. They are not keeping fixed. එක විදිහට තියෙන්නේ නැති මේ වගේ වෙනස් වෙන values we call variables. අපි variable එකක් කියලා කියනවා මේ වගේ වෙනස් වෙන values වලට. So we can't give an exact value. But here, since it's not changing, we can represent. We can represent using numbers. Right? We can represent using numbers, using digits. But here, since it's changing, we can't. Right? We can't represent using numbers. Right? We can't represent using numbers. Right? We use symbols to represent this. Right? We use symbols. Symbols. So example, we can write as symbols for the price of beans. We can use any symbol, A, B, C, like this. Any symbol, any letter you can represent, you can use to represent a variable. මේ වගේ වෙනස් වෙන variable එකක් represent කරන්න ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් A, B, C හරි මොනවා හරි alphabetical letter එකක් use කරන්න. Right? So constants are values that are not changing when we can represent using numbers. Variables which are changing day by day, we can represent them using algebraic symbols like letters.
So here we have an exercise with several statements. Whether we can find, we have to find out whether these are constants or variables. දැන් මෙතන අපිට exercise එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. අපි බලන්න ඕනේ මේ තියෙන statements මේවා constant values එහෙම නැත්නම් variables. ඒ කියන්නේ which are fixed values or which are values that are changing. Right? So you have to read one by one statement here and you have to choose. If it is a constant, you have to write in front of that it's constant. Or if it is a variable, you have to write in front of that it's a variable. So ඔයා බලන්න ඕනේ මෙතන constant නම් මේක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් you have to write constant. වෙනස් වෙන දෙයක් නම් it's a variable. So let's see how to do this. First one, the number of players in a netball team. It's a constant value which is not changing. The number of players in a netball team or a cricket team, volleyball team, it doesn't change. It's a fixed amount, fixed number. Roman number 2, the number of bananas in the first comb of a cluster of bananas. So we can't exactly tell. කෙසෙල් කැනක පළවෙනි කෙසෙල් ලැබරේ කොච්චර කෙසෙල් ගෙඩි ගානක් තේයිද කියලා we can't exactly tell. So it is a variable. It's a variable. Then Roman number 3, the time taken for a jet to travel from the Katunayake International Airport to the New Delhi Airport. This also we can't exactly tell, sometimes due to weather conditions or late departure or such things. පරක් වෙලා යන්න පුළුවන් මොන හරි කාලගුණ සත්ත්ව නිසා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වෙලාවේ වෙනසක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. The time taken to travel from Katunayake to New Delhi. So this also is we can take as a variable. Variable. Right? Then Roman number 4, the number of sides of a square එකක sides ගාන. සමචතුරස්‍රයක පැති ගාන. It doesn't change. So it's 4, it doesn't change. So it's a constant. It doesn't change. Then number of centimeters in a meter. That also doesn't change. That is 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So it's a constant. Then the number of limes in 1 kilogram of limes. The number of limes in 1 kilogram of limes we can't exactly tell. දෙහි කිලෝ එකක දෙහි ගෙඩි කීයක් තියෙයිද කියලා අපිට හැම වෙලේම කියන්න බෑ. කිලෝ එකකට දෙහි ගෙඩි 10යිද 20යිද අපිට ඒක හැම වෙලේම කියන්න බෑ. It depends on the size of the lime. Lime වල size එක අනුව weight එක අනුව එක වෙලාවට වෙනස් වෙනවා. So this we have to take as a variable. ඒ නිසා අපිට මේක variable එකක් විදිහට වෙනස් වෙන දෙයක් විදිහට තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ. Next one, Roman number 7. The distance traveled by a vehicle on 1 liter of petrol. That is also different, right? Vehicle එකට the amount of petrol consumption is different. වාහනෙන් වාහනයට petrol use වෙන amount එක වෙනස් වෙනවා. එතකොට අපිට කියන්න බෑ petrol liter එකකින් මේ වාහනේ මෙච්චර දුරක් යයි කියලා. යන speed එක අනුව, right? යන route එක අනුව සමහර විට ඒක change වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So we have to take it as a variable. Roman number 8, the time taken by a student to travel from home to school. That is also different. Sometimes he might be walking or traveling by bus or any other vehicle. Even walking, the speed of walking might be different, right? So we can't exactly tell how long does it take. So that also we have to consider as a variable. Roman number 9, the daily rainfall. Dinapata varshapatane. Ekat venas venane. It also changes. Ada wahina heta wahina wenna pulan ada iyema wahina heta ekak himita wahina. So it's changing. Hamadama, it doesn't rain in the same way. So that is also we have to consider as a variable. Then Roman number 10, the price of 1 pound of gold in rupees. Price of 1 pound of gold in rupees. That also might change day by day. Make a hamadama pound ekaka gold Sri Lankan rupees වලින් අපි ගත්තොත් කීයක්ද කියලා හැමදාම එකම විදිහට එකම price එකට තියෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකත් දවසින් දවස වෙනස් වෙනවා. So we have to consider this also as a variable. Right? Then Roman number 11, the price of $1 in rupees. That also doesn't stay fixed. Yeah. අපේ US dollar එකක් රුපියල් කීයද කියන එක හැමදාම එකම value එකක් තියෙන්නේ නැහැ. It also changing. So we have to consider this also as a variable. Then the number of days in a year, we can take it as fixed, although it's changing like once in a 4 years it's changing, but අපිට every year අපි consider කරොත් it's 365 days. So we can consider this as a constant. Then the daily attendance of the children in a particular school might differ. එක්තරා ඉස්කෝලේක ළමයින්ගේ පැමිණීම දිනපතා පැමිණීම වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අද ඔක්කොමල්ලා එන්න පුළුවන්, හෙට ඔක්කොම එන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So the attendance will be different. It will be changing day by day. So this also we have to consider as a variable. So like this you have to mark whether these statements are constants or variables. මේ විදිහට අපිට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ දීලා තියෙන්නේ වෙනස් වෙන සංඛ්‍යාද වෙනස් නොවන සංඛ්‍යාද කියලා. වෙනස් නොවන දේවල්ද කියලා. So I hope you understood this. මම හිතනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේක තේරෙන්න ඇති කියලා.
Okay. So now we are going to talk about constructing algebraic expressions. කොහොමද algebraic expression එක අපි construct කරන්නේ කියලා. Right? So let's see. Now here I have a box of books. right? I have a box of books. Plus, I have separately another 5 books, right? Separately, I have another 5 books with me, which I want to include that 5 also in this box, right? මල්ලඟ තව වැඩිපුර පොත් 5ක් තියෙනවා. මට ඕනේ මේ පොත් 5ක් මේ box එකටම දාන්න, right? And I want to find out how many books are there all together with me. මල්ලඟ පොත් කීයක් ඔක්කොම තියනවද කියලා මට බලන්න ඕනේ, right? So here we don't know when we take this box, right? Number of books in the box, number of books in the box, we don't know, අපි දන්නේ නැහැ, right? But here the number of books we know. Here we know how many books are there. So what we need to do, we need to find out totally, right? Totally how many books do I have? Totally how many books do I have? මලක කොච්චරක් තියනවද කියලා මට බලන්න. Right? So here the number of books in the box. අපි quantity එක දාන්නේ නැති නිසා, කීයක් තියනවද කියලා දාන්නේ නැති නිසා, instead of that I'm writing B. Right? Instead of the number of books in the box, I'm writing as B because I don't know how much are there. But here I know how many books I have in my hand. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 books I have. Right? So we need to find out how many books do I have altogether. Right? So in order to find that, we have to add the number of books in the box and these 5 books together. So the number of books in the box is B and I have to add 5 to that. So that the total number of books, will be equals to B plus 5. B plus 5. Right? So here we added an unknown value with a known value. Unknown term with a known term. අපි නොදන්න පදයක් දන්න පදයක් එක්ක add කරා and we form this sort of the expression. Right? So such an expression which contains known, unknown terms with an symbol, mathematical operation, we call such a term as algebraic expression. Right? So a term, an expression we write අපි ලියන පදයක්, නොදන්න පදයක් සහ දන්න පදයක් අපි mathematical operation එකක් එක්ක ගණිත කර්මයක් එක්ක ලියනකොට අපි ඒකට කියනවා algebraic expression එකක් කියලා. I hope you understood that. Right, let's see another example for constructing algebraic expressions. So like in the previous thing, I took a ball of glass balls, if you can remember, right? අපි වීදුරු බෝල භාජනයක් ගත්තා. Right? So there are a lot of glass balls inside this big ball, right? And I'm taking out 10 glass balls, right? 10 glass balls I'm taking out, right? I'm taking out 10 glass balls. මම මේ ball එකෙන් glass ball වීදුරු බෝල 10ක් එළියට ගත්තා. Right? But here I don't know how many balls are here. Right? And I want to find the remaining. මට බලන්න ඕනේ මේක කොච්චර ඉතුරුද කියලා. හැබැයි I don't know how many balls are in here. So how many glass balls. How many glass balls are there in the ball? Right? How many glass balls are there in the ball? We don't know that. Right? It's an unknown term, unknown value. Right? So the number of balls, right? Number of glass balls in here will take as, the number of glass balls in this will take as let's say x, right? Just a letter, because we don't know අපි හරියටම quantity එක දන්නේ නැති නිසා මෙයාගේ තියෙන number of glass balls මම ගන්නවා x විදියට, right? And the number of balls that I am taking, right? Number of balls I took, number of balls I took, that of course I know, right? That I know, that is 10, right? I took 10 balls. So if I want to find the remaining, so I want to find the remaining number of glass balls remaining in the ball. The number of glass balls remaining in the ball, right? Remaining in the ball. එතකොට ඉස්සෙල්ලාම තිබ්බා total number of balls මේක තියෙන x. අපි value එක දන්නේ නැහැ, but we tell it as x. අපි ඒක x විදියට ගණන් කරනවා. එතකොට මුලින් තිබ්බා x කියලා. So I took, මම ගත්තා. මෙයාගෙන් ගත්තා. Right? I took 10. So I have to subtract that amount I took from this. මම මෙයාගේ ගත්ත ගාන අඩු කරනවා. So it will be x minus 10. Right? So here also we constructed an algebraic expression. මෙතනත් අපි විජ්ජීය ප්‍රකාශනයක algebraic expression එකක් හැදුවා. අපි නොදන්න පදයක් තියෙනවා. ගණිත කර්මයක් තියෙනවා. දන්න පදයක් තියෙනවා. We have an unknown term, a mathematical operation with the known term. So x minus 10. So this is also called as an algebraic expression. මේකටත් අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් algebraic expression එකක් කියලා. Right? So this is how we construct algebraic expressions. මේ විදිහට තමයි අපිට පුළුවන් algebraic expression එකක් විජ්ජීය ප්‍රකාශනයක් නිර්මාණය කරන්න.
So let's see. Next one, 3 plus 9. So this is actually first and second term. Both are known terms. There are no unknown values here. මෙතන unknown අපි නොදන්න පද මුකුත් නැහැ. So it is just 3 plus 5. Sorry, 3 plus 9. 3 plus 9. This is the expression obtained by adding first and second term. ඊළඟ එක 15 we have to add now. So 15 it will be plus x. So on අපි තව විජ්ජීය ප්‍රකාශනයක් හැදුවා. We construct another algebraic expression 15 plus x. Next one, y plus 4. Y plus 4. y එකතු කිරීම 4. y ධන 4. ඊළඟට n plus 7. n plus 7. Next one, p plus 5. p plus 5. Next one here. Now first term is given, the expression is given. We have to find the second term. So here 6 plus second term is y. So මෙතන අපි y කියලා ලියනවා. And මෙතන second term එක දීලා තියෙනවා, expression එක දීලා තියෙනවා. අපිට ප්‍රකාශනය දීලා දෙවෙනි පදෙත් දීලා. So we have to find the first term. So first term is පළවෙනි පදේ වෙන්නේ 25. 25. Right? So now we constructed algebraic expressions by adding two terms. Terms දෙකක් එකතු කරලා on algebraic terms expressions හැදුවා. Now here we have to subtract in order to get algebraic expressions. So first term, second term. First term minus 100 minus 9. Then next one, y minus 45. Y minus 45. Next one, p minus 100. P minus 100. Next one, 32 minus x. 32 minus x. This දෙක අඩු කිරීම x. අන්තිම එක m ඍණ 8. m minus 8. So here we constructed algebraic expressions by subtracting two terms. Using subtraction method, we construct algebraic expressions. So I hope you understood this part of constructing algebraic expressions. මේ algebraic expressions විදිහේ ප්‍රකාශන හදන කොටස තේරුණා කියලා මම හිතනවා. So constructing algebraic expressions will go for a question which is given in a paragraph form, right? Like essay type question. So here I have a question. You can see the number of teachers in the teaching staff of a certain school was P, right? Teaching staff එකක school එකේ ඉන්න teachers ලා ගන්න staff එකේ teachers ලා ගන්න was P, right? Two new teachers joined the school. අලුතෙන් teachers ලා දෙන්නේ. Two new teachers have joined the school. Now they are asking to represent the number of teachers in the school now by an algebraic expression. Now Pute, when we are doing this sort of questions, අපි මේ වගේ questions කරද්දී we need to write statements. Okay, we need to write statements. So let's start. First of all, we'll write the number of teachers in the school. The number of teachers in the school, that is, they have given as P, right? And the number of teachers who joined, right? The number of new teachers, the number of new teachers who joined, right? Number of new teachers who joined, that is 2. So we need to find the total number of teachers, right? Represent the number of teachers in the school. Then school එකේ ඉන්න teachers ලා ගාන තමයි අපිට represent කරන්න තියෙන්නේ, right? So that is, so the total, we can read අපිට මුළු සංඛ්‍යාව, මුළු ගුරුවරුන් සංඛ්‍යාව, the total number of teachers in the school now, right? In the school, what we have to do, ඉස්සෙල්ලා හිටපු ගානට අලුතෙන් add වෙච්ච දෙන්න we have to add. We have to add the 2 new teachers to the previous number. So it will be P plus 2. So here we constructed another algebraic expression along with the statements, right? So මේ වගේ essay type question එකක් ආවහම algebraic expression එකක් හදන්න, විජය ප්‍රකාශනයක් හදන්න මේ විදිහට you have to write statements and step by step you have to form the algebraic expressions. මේ වගේ වගන්ති ලියලා පියවරෙන් පියවරට ඕනේ මේ ප්‍රකාශනය හදන්න. So here is another question for you. From the money I had in hand, I gave rupees 10 to a derelict. represent the amount I have remaining by an algebraic expression. Now you had some amount of money, right? We don't know that amount of money. අපි ළඟ ඔයාලඟ සල්ලි කීයක් හරි තිබ්බ but අපි දන්නේ නැහැ ඒ ගාණ කීයද කියලා. You gave 10 rupees to a person. ඔන්න එක්කෙනෙක්ට රුපියල් 10ක් දීලා තියෙනවා. Right? Then you have to form an algebraic expression to represent the remaining money you have. ඔයාලඟ ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන ගාණට හරියන්න කොහොමද algebraic expression එකක් හදන්නේ? So you can try this question. So let's see how to do this question. So you have to write statements when you are doing this sort of question, as I said. So let's start with the money I had. The money I had. Now the amount of money I had is unknown. I don't know. මලඟ කීයක් තිබ්බද කියලා මම දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා instead of that amount I am putting letter M. Right? I'm writing letter M for the money that I had. So next one, the money I gave. The money I gave to a derelict. The money I gave, that is known, that is rupees 10. 10 rupees I gave. So next one, we have to find out the remaining. මල්ලඟ ඉතුරු කොටස තමයි ඉතුරු කීයක්ද කියලා තමයි හොයන්න ඕනේ. The remaining amount of money. So that is the remaining amount of money from the total. මල්ලඟ තිබ්බ ගාන M. From that I have to subtract 10. So the amount of money remained with me is M minus 10. So this is how you have to find out, create the algebraic expression for this sort of questions. මේ වගේ වගන්ති ලියන ප්‍රශ්නවලදී algebraic terms create කරන්න මෙන්න මේ විදිහට. So I hope that is clear to you.
Right. The next thing that we are going to learn is substitution. Substitution. Right? That means instead of unknown terms, we are going to substitute some values. අපි මේ නොදන්න පද වෙනුවට values දාලා අපි ඒකේ value එක කියන්නේ අත්‍තරම value එක හොයන්න යන්න. We are going to find the real value by substituting numbers. So let's say we have an algebraic expression x plus 6, right? We have an algebraic expression x plus 6. අපිට x plus 6 x දාන 6 කියලා algebraic expression එකක් තියෙනවා. I suppose, right? We'll suppose that x is equals to 2, right? We suppose that x is equals to 2. අපි හිතනවා x දෙකට සමානයි කියලා. Now we have to substitute this. එහෙනම් අපි මෙන්න මේ equation, මේ expression එකට we are going to substitute this value and find the sum of x plus 6. So x plus 6 is our algebraic expression. So instead of x, I am putting 2. So it will be 2 plus 6. So that we get 2 plus 6 is 8. Right? 2 plus 6 is 8. Let's see another example. I have y minus 9. I have an expression y minus 9. I suppose y is equals to 20. Y is equals to 20. So now our term is y minus 9. So instead of y, I am substituting 20. Y වෙනුවට මම 20 ආදේශ කරනවා. 20 ආදේශ කරනවා. So it will be 20 minus 9. So 20 minus 9 will be 11. So the sum of this expression will be 11. The answer for this expression will be 11. So this is how we substitute values for algebraic expressions. Algebraic expressions වලට අපි unknown term එකට value එක දීලා තියෙනවා නම් එයා වෙනුවට ඒ දීලා තියෙන නම් එක we have to put here and simplify. එයා වෙනුවට දීලා තියෙන නම් එක දාලා මේක සුළු කරන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. It's very simple, nothing much complex. They will be giving you the number, so you just have to put that number instead of the algebraic term and simplify. මේ දීලා තියෙන සංඛ්‍යාව මේකට දාලා මේක සුළු කරන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. හරිම සරලයි. So I hope that is clear to you without any doubts. ප්‍රශ්න නැතුව ඒක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පැහැදිලි කියලා මම හිතනවා.
Right. Here is a question from your textbook, exercise 19.2. So here, find the value of each of the following algebraic expressions when x equals 10. So here they have given you some algebraic expressions. Metana algebraic expressions keepak, VGA prakashana keepak dila thiyena. So you have to substitute 10 instead of x and find the value for this. May expressions wala age hoyanna one x venuwata 10 dala. Take few minutes and do these 3 questions. I hope you have tried these questions. So let's see. X plus 5. So instead of x, I can substitute 10 plus 5 so that the answer will be 15. Answer will be 15. Then here, x plus 8. Instead of x, I am putting 10 plus 8. So the answer will be 18. Then here 25 minus x. So instead of x, I am putting 10. 25 minus 10. So that will be 50. It's very easy. You just have to put that number and subtract and add. Right? So we'll go for another set of questions similar to this. You have another question over here. So let's try out this as well. So find separately the value of each of the following algebraic expressions when y equals 25. When y equals 25, you have to find the values. Let's give a try to these 3 questions as well. So let's see how to simplify these questions. So we'll go for simplification of this. So first question is, now they have given y is equals to 25. So first we'll take that y is equals to 25. Right? So let's go to the first question. That is y plus 5. Y plus 5. So instead of y, we can put 25 plus 5. So 25 plus 5 is 30. So answer for the first one is 30. Then next question, y minus 10. Next one is y minus 10. So instead of y, we put 25 minus 10. So 25 minus 10 is 15. So for the third one, we are getting the answer as 15. Then, for the second one, sorry. Then third one, y minus 20. Y minus 20. Y rina vissa. So y is 25 minus 20. Y adu kirima vissa. 25 adu kirima vissa. So 25 minus 20 is 5. So for the third one, you get the answer as 5. So this is how we can simplify algebraic terms by substituting values. මේ විදිහට තමයි අපිට දීලා තියෙන අගයන් මේකට සංසන්දනය කරලා substitute කරලා මේ algebraic expressions simplify කරන්න විජය ප්‍රකාශන සුළු කරන්න.
Now children, that is the end of the 2 lessons that I discussed today. අද මම සාකච්ඡා කරපු පාඩම් දෙකේ අවසානයේ තමයි. ඉතින් ඔයගලන්ට මේ පාඩම සම්බන්ධව මොනවා හරි ගැටලු තියෙනවා නම් පහළ පෙන WhatsApp අංකයට මට පණිවිඩයක් යවන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් පහළ comment section එකේ comment එකක් විදිහට දාන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒ හැම ප්‍රශ්නයකටම උත්තර දෙන්න මම සූදානම්ෙන් ඉන්නවා. I'm ready to answer your questions. You can either WhatsApp me on the below given WhatsApp number, or else you can put it in the comment section so I can help you. So I hope the things that we discussed today is very clear to you. මම හිතනවා අද සාකච්ඡා කරපු කොටස් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පැහැදිලි කියලා. So let's meet in another lesson on another day. Until that, goodbye.